Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Now, since this time around the new Summer of Suffering fight release coincided with the release of Act 9.1, well, that kind of took priority, so this video is a couple of days late. Nonetheless, however, I will show you guys solos for each and every single one of the objectives, as well as explain the fight a bit and suggest some of the better counters. So the fight itself is actually quite well designed in my opinion, because Kabam had the common sense, surprisingly, to take away the awakened ability from Photon, thus making block damage a lot more tolerable. And the fight's quite interesting. Like, as I was doing it, I thought it's a good fight. Not gonna lie. Some of you might have had different opinions, but in general, I must say I felt challenged and I also had fun in the fight. This fight is absolutely nothing like fighting Photon normally, though, keep that in mind. Because in this fight, you gain no power from striking the opponent at all whatsoever. Defender Photon gains the power normally, but here you gain power over time. And there is the big twist of the fight. When you reach 3 bars of power, you die. When you reach 0 power, you take a lot of damage. And if you activate too many special attacks, you take 50% of your health as degen damage. So this fight is entirely about managing Photon's charges and managing your own power bar. There is a node that helps you, this flabbergasted node. Whenever defender struck, there's 20% chance for the attacker to be inflicted with a disorient, which is fine or whatever, but whenever the defender blocks a light attack, the attacker is inflicted with 150% petrify debuff for 8 seconds. And that is how you kind of stop and reverse the power gain. But the trick is, never get 2 of these on you, or you just basically die. So you have to be very controlled and very measured in your approach to the fight. So the first example that I'm going to show you guys, I believe, is going to be with the Hulkling, because I think Hulkling is just about the easier champion that you can use for this. He works great. I did not have like the perfect fights. I do make some mistakes here and there, but with Hulkling, it's fairly easy. Also, in my initial solo with Hulkling, I just completely ignored the degen altogether, and I just, threw my specials as and when I wanted. But with Hulkling, you can still go for the unblockable, because you can hit Photon's block with your mediums. Nothing bad happens, as we can see here. And then you just smack her about. So once you do have the 2 Furies in, you kind of actively hit the Photon. And again, we can see now that I'm at 2 bars of power, I need to wait out that yellow timer. And as soon as that's gone, that is the stage fright timer, I can activate a special attack. And at this point, because I was nearly at 3 bars of power when I activated my previous level 2, I actually want to get a petrify on me to kind of like reverse my power gain slightly, and so I do not reach 3 bars of power. So this right here, in essence, was the point of the fight. When you can't manage your power, you want to strike Photon's block with light attack in order to reverse your power gain, and then you can wait out the stage fright. Everything else in the fight is kind of adjustable. Like here, Photon is in the hard light form, and you can still block the level 1 and parry the last hit and you'll be fine. Now here I kind of had no choice but I activated my level 2 and I got the degen. Overall though, fairly straightforward here at this point. Again, just always wait out that yellow timer, otherwise you're gonna get the degen. Everything else you can kind of work out for yourself. Do not ever reach 3 bars of power. I do make a major mistake here, but I do not get punished for it, which is nice. I think I'm going to go for another degen or the petrify here. Yes, so I go for petrify just to make sure that my power kind of holds up. She has entered the hard light form as well, which is perfectly fine. We're basically going to wait it out now. And Hulkling is just about ready to finish this fight off. She still has 3 charges there, so I'm just going to hold my block for a little bit. She unfortunately does throw the special attack, but that's fine. I still have the 2 Furies active, and I'm just going to go for level 2 to finish out the fight. So it was super easy with Hulkling. you can do it quite reliably. And then that was also the objective for 2022 champion. For skill size medium champion, I found Bullseye to be a very, very good counter. Now, I'm not really much using the kind of like biggest benefit from using Bullseye here is the fact that Bullseye cannot miss. So here you can, parry safely and attack her. Oh, am I using it sometimes? No, I am using it sometimes. Never mind. But the point here is you basically level 2 spam. So what you want to do is you want to evade just before you throw your level 2 for the Fury. And that's about it. So here we go. You evade that. Drop your level 2. And as you can see here, that evade basically remains paused. So that evade will very rarely be on cooldown. Again, I'm just gonna... Here I made a mistake. I activated the level 2 too early because I wanted to, play this fight with 50% of my health rather than entire health bar. But, we're doing perfectly fine. Again, now I evaded there, which was a mistake. That was an evade by accident. So I'm gonna throw my level 2 here without the Fury, dealing significantly less damage, but that's fine. Now I just want to bait out those level 1s. The wait is off cooldown, so I can get my Furies now. I just need to wait for that stage fright expire. Here I go for level 2. And this is more or less the entire fight. When she eventually does enter the hard light form, again, you can just wait it out, hit her block once with light in order to make sure that you do not reach 3 bars of power. And life's good. Life's simple and life's beautiful. You can see that I'm going to get my evade back in a second. I do now. I'm going to knock her down. She's going to trigger her hard light form. And I'm going to have to decide whether I care about it or do I want to wait it out or not. Evidently I do. And yeah, I have 2 bars of power here. My stage fright passive has gone away, so 15 seconds have passed since I last activated the special. And this is the entire fight. I'm going to fast forward through this one because I still have to show the Spider-Ham fight, but it's basically much of the same, just spamming special 2s and making sure I do not reach 3 bars of power, making sure I do not get degened whenever I have too much power, hit her block with light, and that's it. Slowly but surely she's going down. I think this fight took like 5 minutes or so because obviously Bullseye is not the hardest hitting champion, and keep in mind this is a rank 3 Bullseye and I am boosted in this fight because I was recording these after my war fights, but the principle remains. So I effectively lost 50% health at the very beginning of the fight, and then I have done like 80% of Photon or 70% of Photon without taking like any chip damage basically, or hardly any chip damage. So smaller Bullseye can also do this exact same thing. The fight does not change at all whatsoever. The only thing that will change is that you have to do the same thing for longer. And here we can again see I'm just awaiting that level 2. Unfortunately, there I got hit slightly. It's very funny that Kabam is using Photon as Summer of Suffering boss when Photon's still bugged where the beams of her level 2 aren't displaying. But okay, whatever. That's Kabam for you. And here is, I believe, the last level 2. So we can see the length of this entire fight, and it was 4 minutes 16, I believe. And then the Spider-Ham. Now this one I genuinely found, for whatever reason, somewhat harder to do. There was more dancing around. It's often because I just myself got greedy. Effectively, you kind of want to play it exactly the same as I did before with Hulkling and Bullseye, but I always get greedy trying to get more power things and bigger detonations, and that leads to errors. But effectively, it's the same thing. The principles of the fight remain exactly the same. What you want to do is use your special attacks when you can, and then wait out the hard light forms if you want to. If not, you can still block the lights, especially if you still have them. Sorry, if you can still block the level 1s when you get too much power. Then here again, at the very beginning, I like to take that degen because I like to make things harder for myself. I don't know why. Almost every fight at the beginning I take 1 degen and then I have a half decent fight afterwards. Anyways, but you guys get the point. So it's pretty much the same principle. In here, just you know, try and get as many power sting detonations as possible. Do not ever go for level 3. Again, it could be tempting with Spider-Ham, but again, you're going to instantly die if you reach level 3. So here we can see I hit her block with a light in order to get petrifying myself. Thus my power is dropping. Here I activate my level 1 to just pause those poppers and wait out the light form. This is actually one quite useful tip for this fight. Light at level 1 pauses the power stings, and you can use that to safely wait out that hard light form. And then, you know, push to level 2, push her to level 2, drop your level 2, and there's going to be lots of popper damage. I think at some point here I'm going to end up eating that level 2, but I'm going to survive it because Spider-Ham is a bit of a tank when he has 10 Spider Nonsense charges. And yeah, life's good. But yeah, so this fight's actually a bit dramatic. I end up clutching it out. It is a full-on solo, but I'm playing with like no HP for the longest time. So with Spider-Ham, again, kind of wish mine was rank 3 to be honest. It's still definitely doable. It's still definitely soloable. Here we can see the very ending. She's at all the 12% health. I have 1% health, and I'm just desperately trying to hang on, trying to make sure she doesn't throw that special before I want her to. And I successfully achieved that. I'm going to lock in these 8 power stings, taking the degen damage because I have 1% HP. She activates her at level 2 and she's remaining at 2%, and I go for a full-on combo, a level 1, and that is the finish. Now this was tight, but that's the Photon fight. So these are solos with 3 tactic champions. So here are the better counters. So first objective is skill size medium. Bullseye, Baron Zemo, Shang-Chi, Moondragon, Falcon would be the better options that I have heard. My apologies, I'm still slightly under the weather. 2022 champions, we have Hulkling, Black Cat, Mantis. Jessica Jones is actually surprisingly good for this. Valkyrie, and Shuri. And then lastly, we have Spider-Verse heroes, Spider-Ham, Silk, Starhand, Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen are the better options. But yeah, again, I personally found these fights quite enjoyable. I do think they are challenging, but also interestingly designed, where you approach a fight completely different how you would normally. And I enjoy myself. So good job, I guess. Let me know what has been your experience with this Photon, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next